Online students, kindly confirm in the chat box. Is it audible clearly? Audible, right? Online students? Okay, fine. Very good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so only few are there in the class. Make sure that you are interacting in the class because it should be like a interactive session. Whatever the practical things I'm doing here, I will give time for you to do. You have to complete it. Then we will proceed with the next concept. Okay, this is how the class will go. Fine, online students, be ready with your laptops and the internet connection. From today onwards, it will be starting with the practical session itself. So anyways, let us revise whatever the things we have discussed in the last class. We have understood about the difference between manual testing and automation testing. And also we have understood about what is automation testing. What do you mean by automation testing? Performing the testing using the automated tools. Okay. There are so many different automation tools available to automate or perform the testing on different applications. For example, if it comes to mobile application, there is separate automation tool. If it is a web application, separate automation tools are available. Similarly, for desktop application, separate tool is there. You have heard about APIs. So for API testing also separate tools are available. But we are not going to concentrate on any of the other tools. We are concentrating only on doing the testing on the web applications. Okay. So which tool we are using? Automation testing tool we are using? Selenium automation tool to perform the testing on the web application. So what is web application? What do you mean by web application? Yeah, application which runs on the browsers is called as web application. What do you mean by web element? Anything which is present in the web page is called as web element. A single thing, whatever is present in the web page is called as web elements. Okay. So next we have understood that Selenium is one of the famously used open source, freely downloadable automation tool. And using Selenium, you can do the automation testing on only web application. This is the second point we have understood. Next, we have understood that it supports all type of browsers, that is Chrome, Firefox, or Microsoft Edge, Safari, or Opera. Any kind of browser you can use for doing the automation testing. Next, we have also understood about it supports most of the programming languages to write the scripts, right? Like Java, Python, Ruby, C#, PHP, advanced languages. You can write the code for executing the test script. So next, we have also understood that what do you mean by test tool? If I tell about tool, what you have to understand? What is tool? Tool is nothing but a software. Script means code. So in the class, if I tell write the test script or just open the Selenium automation tool, I'm talking about the software. If I tell, okay, let us download the IDE tool, means I'm telling let us download the IDE software. Okay. So next, what do you mean by test reports? It is nothing but the output, whatever you are seeing. Whether once the developer has developed the software, you will be performing the testing, right? So once you tested the software, you will identify some bugs, or you will just give the report that, okay, everything is fine. You can proceed with the deployment stage. Okay, this is the confirmation they have to give from the, it has to be given from the test engineers to the team. So now, one more thing we have understood in the last class is Selenium is not just a tool, just a single tool. It is a combination of different tools, right? So which are the different tools or components available in Selenium? Selenium Grid, Selenium IDE, Selenium Remote Control, that is RC, and Selenium Web Driver. And I told that in later version, in the initial version, what was that? So all the different tools were, it was like separate tools, 4 different separate tools were there. But later versions, what they have done, they have combined RC and Web Driver together. Okay, all these things they will not ask in interview. Mainly in the automation testing interview, what they will ask is, first round, some technical aptitude question. Technical aptitude means related to your manual testing. What is white box testing? What is regression testing? So this kind of basic question. What is Selenium? What is automation testing? What do you mean by web element? What are locators? You will understand in future classes. So this basic questions they will ask. Next step is they will give their own web application. Okay, company. For example, some XYZ company you are going for interview. That XYZ company will be having one demo application, web application. That application, they will give access to you. You have to do the complete testing on that web application. That is how the automation testing interview will be done. Okay. So practical knowledge is very, very important. That is why I told you before going out of the class, you should clear all your doubts, then leave the class. Okay, fine. So now we have to completely understand about one tool in Selenium, that is Selenium IDE. Okay, very simple basic tool it is. Let us understand that today, and from tomorrow onwards till the end of the Selenium class, we have to completely understand about WebDriver. Okay, so now just see here, don't write anything. 1 second. So as we know, like we have to start with Selenium IDE, one of the basic tool in Selenium. So I'll just write it as Selenium IDE. And definitely some or the other questions they will ask in this IDE. Okay. So next, I'll be writing few points on this Selenium. So practically when we execute the things one by one point, you will understand. Okay. So now just have a one idea about the points, whatever I'm writing. It stands for, okay. So Selenium IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so this is very important question. They will tell what do you mean by Selenium IDE. So Selenium IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. The second point you have to understand with respect to the Selenium is Selenium IDE is used for very basic automation. Okay, very basic automation testing. So the second point you will understand when I take up the practical session. So that is, it is used only for the basic testing. Complete web application you can't test using Selenium IDE. Okay. So before proceeding with the next point, tell me the difference between static web page and the dynamic web page. Any examples can you give? YouTube is a dynamic web application or web page, you can tell. Static web application or static web page is nothing but some blog page and all you will get, right? You will open, you will refer the things and that's all. One sign up, one login will be there. That's all will be there. But when you compare the static web pages with web applications means something like your Amazon or your Flipkart, your Book My Show or your Gmail. All these are web applications where you can interact with each other. Are you understanding? So using this Gmail application, you can send the message, you can receive the message, all these things you can do. Whereas static means it is just a page, that's all. Okay, this idea you should be having. So basic static web pages, whatever is that you can test using IDE. Okay, not the complete web application like your whatever the things I have told, like YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, that and all you can't test using this IDE. Okay. So next, Selenium IDE is record and playback tool. Record and playback tool. So leave about the tool and all, just to see this term, record and playback. What do you mean about this? Means recording something, you're recording something and you're just playing it back and seeing. Okay, so I'm telling that Selenium IDE is such kind of tool which is record and playback. Again, the meaning of this you will get to know in practical session. Okay, but now understand it is a record and playback tool. Next, no test scripts is, or no test scripts are needed to do the automation testing using Selenium IDE. Okay, so what this step tells? Can you tell me? Yes. So what it means is, what do you mean by test script? Code you are writing, right? So no need of writing any of the code to use this particular Selenium IDE. Just as it is, you can use it. Okay, some idea you are getting. So now I'll just write one more point, that is Selenium IDE is used as plugins or extensions for the browsers. So what this point means? Have you heard about plugins or extensions? So some extra things you are adding to the browser to get more functionalities. If you have added or not, I don't know. But today's class, you will understand how to add extra functionalities, or it is called as a technical word is plugins or extensions to the browser. So this IDE is there, right? You are not downloading it or installing it in your local drive. Okay, so like your Java or Python, whatever the IDEs you have downloaded and you have used, right? So like that, your IDE, Selenium IDE, you don't want to download and install in your local computer. Instead, what you have to do, to the browser, you have to go and you have to add it as a plugin to the browsers. Okay, so why it is added to the plugin as a to the browser? Why directly to the browser it is added? Why browsers it is adding? Because which application you are testing now? Web application. So always remember, there is nothing we are going to do with desktop or mobile. Directly, whatever the things we are adding, we are directly testing the web application. So this plugin should be added to the browser itself. Okay. So every step you will be getting complete clarity once after the practical session. Now you can just you can just take down this points, take the heading as Selenium IDE and write it down. And let's start with the practical session. Then you will get to know the complete idea of all these points. Hardly 1 or 2 questions will be raised in the interview based on the Selenium IDE. Make sure you're not forgetting each and every points. Mainly few theories and 90% of the things you should be knowing. How to do the connections, how to install the things properly, how to build the project, everything you should be knowing as a fresher. So if some application is given, they will just give the application and they will tell you to start the automation testing. So all the connections you have to build and you have to do the automation. Practical knowledge is very important. Completed. Oh. Online students completed, right? Kindly tell me in the chat box, is it done? So be ready with your laptops. All these points you'll get complete clarity once after the practical session. Okay. So now just copy down these points. After the practical session, once again, let's go through all the points. Online students, be ready with your laptops. I'll be giving time. Once after every step, I'll be giving time. So you guys have to do it practically. Better I'll erase this. Copied, right, everyone? I'll erase. Open your browser, Chrome browser. Make sure you have connected with internet. So first, let's understand how to add the Selenium IDE as an extension to our Chrome browser. Okay, same step. You can do it with any of the browsers. Okay, same step itself. But I'll be teaching with Chrome browser. You can try it with other browsers also. Same steps you have to follow. So I'll just share the screen. One second. Well, right? Fine. So here, I'll just open the browser. And here, in the browser, go to the three dots. This in this corner, you have three dots, right? That is customize and control Google Chrome. Click on that. Click on these three dots. Everyone, do along with me. Don't miss any steps. First 2-3 days class is very important because we'll be building the connection and how to install the softwares, everything you'll be learning. So click on this and just go to more tools. More tools. Okay. So in that more tools, you have an option called as extensions. Click on that extensions. Online students, any doubts, you can just ask me, but follow the steps properly. I repeat, click on these three dots, which is present in the top right corner of the browser, and go to more tools. And here, click on extensions. Once you click on extensions, this window, extensions window will be open. Here, you have to click on this three lines, that is main menu. Just click on that. I'll be writing the steps parallelly. You can just, no need to copy the steps. I'll just write it. Step 2, install or add Selenium IDE plugin. Okay. So step 1, open the browser and click on 3 dots on the top right. In the browser. Later you can copy the steps, now not required. So second step, what we have done? We have went to more tools. So click on more tools. Next, click on extensions. Okay. So these 3 steps we have done. Online students, I hope you are following the steps. After this, you have to click on these 3 lines, that is the main menu. And you can see here, open Chrome Web Store. Okay. Click on that open Chrome Web Store. This option, open Chrome Web Store. Okay. Annotations is there, so I'll use this. This one you have to click. Okay. Once you click on this, it will open the Chrome Web Store. Here you will get lots of applications which you can use it in the browser. But which application we want, that is, or which tool we want, Selenium IDE. So in this search bar, just type Selenium IDE. In this search bar, whatever you are seeing here, just type as Selenium IDE. So here I'll come and I'll just tell it as Selenium IDE. So you can see here, it is suggesting so many options over here. So I'll press enter. Press enter. I repeat the steps. Online students, I repeat the steps. So once you go to extension, click on these 3 lines, that is main menu. After that, once you click on that, this window will be appearing. So here you will be having one option called as Open Chrome Web Store. Click on that. In the search for the Selenium IDE and press enter. And this is where you will get the Selenium IDE. Okay. And you can see here, Selenium record and playback tool for ease of getting acquainted with Selenium WebDriver. So many things are there. Just don't worry about that. Click on that Selenium IDE. And if you have time, you can read all this overview, everything. But you have to click on this add to crew. Okay, add to crew. This option. Once you click on that, it will ask one window is coming, right? What is that? Add extension. Click on add extension. Once you click on this add to Chrome, you'll be getting add Selenium ID as an extension to your browser. Tell it as add extension. Click on this add extension. And once I click on this add extension, see here, one second. Once you click on this add extension, in your browser, in this corner, extension icon will come. Extension icon will appear. Just you can see that one. As of now, I have not clicked on that. But once you click here in this corner, one extension icon will come. So I'll just do it. I'll click on add extension now. Immediately when I click on add extension, you can see here that extension window has, that icon has come to the browser. So it means you have successfully added the Selenium IDE to your browser. Okay. So in the steps I have mentioned, Selenium IDE is added as a extension or the plugin to the any browser. Okay. So the same way, if you open Firefox, you have to follow the same steps. Go to settings. There you will be having extensions or more tools option. Go to extension, open the store, download, add the plugin. Okay. So everyone done till here? Online students, please raise your hands if you have completed. Online students. Okay. Any doubts? You can refer the notes, whatever I am writing. So here, open Chrome Web Store. Next, what we have done? We have searched for Selenium IDE. And next, sixth step, what we have done? Click on add to Chrome. And then, what is the seventh step? Add extension, right? Click on add extension. Okay. So these 7 steps we have done now. I hope everyone has added the Chrome, extension to the Chrome. Later you can copy this. I will give you time for you to copy. But now we have added the Chrome, Selenium IDE extension to the Chrome. How to use it? Let us understand that. Okay, let us close it. All these windows is not required. So until you remove this from the Chrome, it will be available. Okay. So how to use it? Let us understand that. First, you have to click on this extension. Click on that extension. And then Selenium IDE. Click on that Selenium IDE. So this is how your Selenium IDE looks like. Okay. This is how the Selenium IDE looks like. So once after the Selenium IDE is available, you can see the option. What would you like to do? Record a new test in a new project, open an existing project, create a new project, close Selenium IDE. So what we have to do now? Create a new project. Click on that, create a new project. Click on create a new project. And it is asking for project name. I'll just give it as Amazon test. Any name, any standard names you can give. Every name of the project or group of the project, what is the group ID, everything, they will suggest you in the industry itself. According to that, you can give the project name and everything. As of now, for the practice purpose, let us give it as Amazon test and press OK. So here is your Selenium IDE. Everyone got this? Online students got this right? Okay. So now don't do anything until I tell, don't do anything. Just to see the things, okay, how it works. So first of all, let's have a look on what all the things we have in the IDE. So here, correctly, you have to focus. Here we have the test, okay, different tests we will be given here, listed out here. And here we have one option. Let us see what is that option. I'll hover on that. Run all tests. I hope you can see that. Okay, by clicking on this, we can run the test. That is what we have understood as of now. And okay, this is not enabled as of now, fine. So here you can see test execution speed. Okay, So if you want to execute the test very quickly or whatever the speed is there, you can just adjust that speed using this timer. So next you can see this. This is very important part, that is playback base URL. Okay. So what is the use of this playback base URL if you ask me? This is where you have to give the URL of the application which you are going to test. Are you understanding? So I repeat, in this URL, you should give the URL of the application which you are going to do the testing. Okay, for example, if you are working in Google, if they develop one Google application, they will give you one URL. They will develop the APIs, everything, one URL they will generate and they will give you. You should put that URL here and you should do this testing. Okay, because ultimately web applications means definitely they will be having the URL. Okay, so use that URL here and you have to do the testing. Fine. Let's see that. Anyways, we have to see that completely and see this part. Here you'll be having command, target, and value. What is this command? What is this target? What is this value? We will understand. But as of now, what you have to see here is it is completely empty. Okay, nothing is there inside this command or target or value. See here, this also you don't have anything. All these are disabled as of now. And here log we have, reference we have, and this part is also nothing we have as of now. So let us see what is there in this corner. Create new project. You can see here, create new project. So if you want to create any new project, again, you can click over here and you can create. Open project, existing project you can open using this open project. Save project, again, you can save the project, all these basics you can understand. So, but here you have something called as pause option. Okay. So I'll just hover on this, pause on exceptions. Leave about that. So here, record option we have. Okay, one record option we have. So what I will do here is, you guys don't do anything. I'll just give you time. Just see whatever the things I'm doing here. Okay. Assume that Amazon web page, one Amazon web page has been developed and they have given you for testing. Okay. So what we can do, I'll just go here and I'll just tell it as Amazon.in. I want the URL of this Amazon. I'm copying the URL of Amazon. So how to copy all these things, I don't think I want to explain you. Just go here, copy this, go to your IDE. Here in this playback base URL, paste it. Okay. So I hope it is copied correctly because that complete URL we need. I'll just go here and I'll copy this. I'll paste it over here. Okay. Make sure the complete URL you are pasting. I'll just increase the size also. You can see it properly. Okay. So in this playback based URL, I have pasted my Amazon. Why I have pasted this Amazon application link? Because we are going to do the testing on that Amazon now. Okay. So what testing we are doing? For example, I want to test this search bar. Assume that developer has developed the search bar and he has told, see, I have developed one search bar. Could you please test that and check whether it is working properly or not? So what is my aim now? I want to check whether I can type something on this. For example, I'll just type it as iPhone. And if I press enter, correctly iPhone pages are loading. Only this much I want to test. Okay. So let's do that using that Selenium IDE itself. Immediately once you put that URL, you have to do the recording. Okay. This is a simple tool where you will not write any code, just you will record and you will play back and check whether it is working properly or not. That's it. Okay. So once test engineer will paste this URL and he will go and record. Immediately when the record button is clicked, now your Selenium IDE will automatically take us to the Amazon web page. We are not going, I'm not logging in. Just I'll click and I'll just keep quiet. It will take me to the Amazon web page. See here, look that properly. I'll click. See, it is taking me to Amazon web page. Okay. Once it is taken to the Amazon web page, you can see down over there. It is telling recording. Selenium IDE is recording. So every action, whatever I will do in this, everything will be recorded by your Selenium now. In backend, it is recording. Okay. So we should be very careful because whatever the time now I have spent in this web page, even that time also, that delay also, it will calculate. Okay. So I'll come to the search bar. I'll maximize this. I'll come to the search bar. I'll tell it as iPhone. I'll press enter. So what are the steps we have done? I have logged into Amazon. Amazon page I have opened. In the search bar, I click and type iPhone and I have pressed enter. And I will close it. I closed. Okay. And I will stop the recording. See, once recording is done, I'll stop the recording. Once I stop the recording, it will ask for the test name. I'll just tell it as test 1. Once again, I'll show you, don't worry, because at once you will not understand all this. So I'll just click on OK. Okay. So now what you guys have to see here is, one second, just scroll this page down. Every activities, whatever we have done, before this command target and this value was empty, right? But whatever we have recorded, everything was scripted. Okay, by whom it was scripted? It is scripted by the IDE. So first step, what you have done, we have opened. What we have opened, www.amazon.in is what we have opened. Okay, that also is recorded. After that, set the window size, means we have maximized, right? It was in the minimized order, but we have maximized the window that it is telling. What is this? This is actually the web page, that browser pixel. Okay, what is the height and the width it is telling? What is the width and what is the height it is telling? And then it is telling run the script. Why it is, see here, window scroll to, means somewhere I have used the scroll button over there. That is why it is telling window scroll to, something like that. So next, it is telling click. Where did I click? In the 2-tab search text box. Okay, some ID is there. What is this ID? Everything you'll understand. But now, as of now, understand only. I have clicked on that search bar. Okay, that is what it is telling. Next, I have typed. What did I type? In the text box itself, I have typed iPhone. Okay, everything is recorded now. Next, it is telling send keys, means if you press any enter key, shift key or anything, it will make use of one command called as send keys. Okay, all this one by one, what is run script, what is click, type, send keys, what is ID, everything you'll learn in depth. But as of now, understand, it is recording all these things. Send keys, which key I have pressed? Enter key. See, it is telling key, which key it is I pressed? Enter key. Okay. Next, what action I have done? I have just closed the window. So that also it has recorded and it is telling close. So these many actions I have performed in the automation. Okay. Next, assume that again, I'll tell you one scenario. The search bar or any of the application, like one particular element, your developer has developed and one small changes has happened. Before you have tested once, so your project manager has came and told, we have to do some changes in the same element, do these changes. Again, he will do certain changes and he will get back the same element for testing. So in that case, this IDEs will be helpful for you, just for basic testing. So once again, I'll just show you here. Once the test is done, once everything is done, after so many days, like after some 15 to 20 days, again the developer will come and he will tell, okay, test the same applications, test the same element. So what you have to do, you don't want to do the recording again. You can just go and execute this test. Okay. So I'll just run this test. Once I run, I'll just keep quiet. What all the things I have done, it will just do it for me. So I have wasted some time in that page and then I clicked iPhone. See, everything is working properly. I'll just reduce the time also. So it is very fast. So you can't able to see it. I'll just adjust the time speed over here. And what I have done, I'm checking once again whether it is working properly or not. I'll just click the test and I'll keep quiet. See, your Selenium IDE is doing everything. It is going to Amazon. It has went to that search bar. It is typing iPhone. I'm not doing what and all recorded it has done. It is doing to me and it is telling, yes, test is passed. And here you can see, one second, I'll just reduce the size. Because here we have to see the log. Okay, so here you can see the log. See, this is the test report you have got. That is, open the Amazon. Yes, it is opening properly. Okay, it is telling. What is the time? Everything it is noting here. Just increase it. If I increase, I'm not able to show it to you. Okay. So next, set the window. Yes, we have set the window, means maximize we have done. So next, run the, I have scrolled. Yes, scrolling is completely done. So here, search, we have, searching is also properly, it is working. iPhone you have typed. Yes, when I type iPhone also is getting typed. Means some text is getting typed over there. Next, it is telling, if you press enter, whether it is working. Yes, okay, it is telling here. Can you see here in green color? And also you can see that close. Yes, it is closing. And test one completed successfully. Means that whatever the search bar is there, it is working properly, it is telling. Okay. So like this, something, let us make the test to fail. Okay. So how to make the test to fail is, okay, before doing the test to fail, try this once in your system. Try this, assuming some web element you are testing. Just try this. Don't click here and there because everything it will note down. Go to Amazon or any application, just type and close. Start with the recording and stop with the recording. Run the test execution and see whether it is working properly or not. You have to just understand how to use the tool. That is more than enough. How to fix the error, that is not your duty. If some error is there, you have to generate the report and you have to give it to the project man, the team lead. And developers will rectify that bugs. How many of you don't have laptop? Why? Huh? Get daily get to class. Definitely one or the other problem you will face while connecting the softwares. This is very simple, just record and playback. No need to save, just you have recorded, right? Playback and see, it's working. You have understood how to do this. Just for another like Gmail or Flipkart, just try it. Or Facebook sign up page, you go, log in, enter your email and password and see what your IDE will do. What is the email here you are typing? What is the password you are typing? Everything it will be shown here. Try that. create one more test project you create. Working. Amazon application, you'll not get, you can't make the test to fail, but still getting. KodNest, any web application. Because everything will be Did you try with your Facebook or any application giving login password, email? I mean, email ID and password. What email you have typed, what password you have typed, everything you can see it over here. Done, online students? Very simple tool it is. There is no like for complete testing and all, they will not use. Just for, instead of writing the code for testing something which is basic, so they will use this and they will test that all. Okay. And here you can see here, I hope till here everyone have done. Purposefully, I will make the test to fail. Okay, purposefully I'm making it. So what I will do here is this, for example, two things I'll show you here. For example, click on this close and you can comment it. See, enable or disable the command. So if you comment it and if you try to run this, then that close whatever is there, that option will not work. Okay, it means you have disabled it. Okay, that option you have disabled. So like this, if I just comment and if I just execute it, I think it has been, 1 second. One second. Okay, so leave about that. See, once in the 10 keys, you can see this target. I'll just delete this target. For example, search search box is there, right? So I'll just remove this and I'll just do it like this. Okay. So what I have done, before it was like 2-tab search text box. So instead of all this, I will just remove all the text and I will write it like this. So once after I do this, and if I execute, now what I have done, this search box, I have given wrong ID in the search box. Okay. So if I just execute, see what your Selenium will do. So it is going to that online shopping and it is searching the text box. 1 second, I have not saved, I think. So here test one ended. Okay, here you got failed, but still it has closed. Fine. Anyways, what you have understood here, for example, if that whatever the application they have built, if it is wrong, okay, so you will get the failed report like this. So by this, what you have to understand is how to add IDE as a plugin. One thing you have to understand, how to execute the test, how to get the positive report, and if the negative report you have got, how it looks. That's all. Okay. So only this much if you understood with respect to IDE, that is sufficient. What you do is in the send keys. Okay, I have written in send keys. Go to this type search bar and edit this one like how I have done this. Wait, I'll just show you once again. So two search bar is there, right? Here. Two search bar. This properly I will write. So click this option, I will go and I'll remove this. Some ID I'm changing. Wantedly I'm making the mistake to show you the failure report in the IDE. Okay. See this? In the click option, I have made the mistake. Okay, here I have edited that ID. Still it is waiting to click on this. Because here it has to click, it is not clicking on this. It is waiting, and it will at one point of time, see it is waiting. Run the script till here it was working properly. After that, try to find ID to tab SE. So until one point of time it is waiting and it is giving you the negative report. Okay, so some warning or some warning it has generated, and then it is telling next test has been executed. So what you want to see here is if some mistake is there in the application, then it will give you the negative report. So once again, try this. So just to see how the negative report will be there. Because real-time applications, generating negative report is very difficult. Everything will be proper, right? In the real-time applications, that is the reason. So once do some changes in this ID or anything and try that to get the negative report. Let me create one new project. Try to get the negative report. Okay. So here, this will give me the positive report because everything is fine. Then keys, close, everything is proper. So wantedly, I'll go here in the type. I'll make this text box. Some ID, improper ID I'm giving. Something like X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. Some improper ID I'm giving. And I'm trying to execute now. Okay. 1 second. I'll just execute this. Positive report, anyways, you have understood how it is, how it will look like. See, it is still searching for that ID. If you can see that, I'll just increase the size. It is waiting for that search bar. Until one point of time, it will wait and then it will generate the negative report. still it is waiting. So anyways, so let's see the negative reports. You can see this ID, whatever the mistake I have done, it is still searching in the real-time application, this application. Okay, but it has not found yet. Yeah. Now you can see the error report. So just for getting this error report, I have done so many things. So instead of giving the proper ID, I have given the wrong ID just to show you how the negative report will be generated. Okay, so it is telling some implicit wait and error, something like after some milliseconds, it has not found the exact ID. Okay, every meaning you will understand what is implicit wait, why this ID is playing an important role in locating the elements, everything you'll understand. But as of now, you should understand in this ID how to add the ID as an extension to the Chrome, how to use it, how to get, how if positive report is there, how it looks, if the negative report is there, how it looks. That's all. Okay. So for only basic testing, it will be used, not for the complete web application. You can't use the Selenium ID. Clear? So now what you can do is you can just copy the, did you get the failure report? See here, this red color, everything you will get. Failure report have you generated? So that's all. So in the real-time applications, anyways, getting failure report is very difficult because wanted you have to do it. Fine. So you can copy the steps. Steps to add Selenium IDE plugin to Chrome browser. Very few questions they will ask in interview. Most of the questions will be on Selenium WebDriver. have added few important questions also. So if you, most of the time, these basic questions they have asked in the interview, just note down this questions as Done? Okay. So now, about this IDE, this much is more than enough. Okay, because the actual story starts now onwards. That is about WebDriver we have to understand. Okay, fine. Take the heading as Selenium WebDriver. Record ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Fine. So what is the Selenium WebDriver? As I told, anything which is related to Selenium, it is basically used for testing purpose itself. Okay. So mainly this IDE they have released for basic testing, and actual web application testing if you want to do, then you have to understand completely about the WebDriver. Okay. So first of all, I told you that what is the process of automation testing that using Selenium? That is one software you will be converting, writing the test cases on that software, and that test cases will be converted as a test script. Means you'll be writing the code for that test script. That test script will be given to the automation testing tool, that is Selenium tool you will be giving, and Selenium will be using different browsers to perform the automation testing. So this is the actual concept of automation testing, right? So when it comes to Selenium WebDriver, your WebDriver will act as a interface between different browsers. So what it means? Your WebDriver acts as an interface between different browsers. Means one application they will develop, right? For example, take your Amazon application itself. Will they develop Amazon application for different browsers, or one application will be developed which can be accessed in different browsers? I repeat the question. Will the web developers will develop the Amazon application or any web application for different browsers? For example, Chrome browser, okay, different web, Amazon application. Firefox browser, different web, Amazon application. Like this, they will develop, or one single application which is developed, web application which is developed, will be supported in all the rest of the browsers. How it works? One application they will develop which is supported in all the other browsers, right? But coming to the automation now, application is developed, now automation testing you have to do on that. So when it comes to automation testing, tool, whatever the Selenium tool you are using, it should be able to do the testing on the Chrome browser also. It should be able to do the testing on the Firefox browser also. Your Selenium tool should be able to do the testing on any type of Safari, Opera, any browsers, right? So for this, Selenium inventors or the whoever has developed that Selenium, what they have done is they have created different driver classes inside Selenium. Okay, are you understanding? Because it is all about code. Code means we have to Java code we are writing. So everything is about class itself, right? So your Selenium WebDriver is designed in such a way that it can act as the interface between the test script and different browsers. Okay, why? This test script, whatever you are writing, it has to execute in all the type of browsers. Clear? So that is one small idea I'll be giving here theoretically. So I'll just write it as Selenium WebDriver, which is very important and completely in depth about the WebDriver is going to we are going to learn in our course. Okay. So as the process, you know that first, once the software is developed, so we will be writing certain test cases on the software, correct? So we'll be writing the test cases. Okay. So once this test cases we have written, on the basis of this test cases, we'll be writing the test script. Okay. So we will be writing test script. How to write the test script? If time permits, today's class only I will be teaching you. But which language we are going to use? We are going to use Java language. And for that, we need Eclipse and JDK. Okay. So Eclipse and JDK we need, and we will be writing the code. See, this is Eclipse. You have opened Eclipse and you have started writing the code. Okay, testing code you have written. Now, on which type of application you will test? You will be open one web application using the browser like this. So you'll open the browser, and in the browser, you will open Amazon page. Okay. Whatever the code you will write in the Eclipse, that should go to the browser, and your browser should be able to understand that language, and it should able to do the automation testing. Are you understanding the concept now? Eclipse, whatever the code you have written, it is in Java language, different language altogether. Browser will understand what type of language? HTML language, correct? Browser will not understand Java or any PHP, anything. It can understand only one language, that is HTML language. Now, it is something like, very simple example I can give. A person who knows only Kannada, and other side, the person is there who knows only Hindi. Okay, like me and who's that? Your name? Me and Soundarya. Yeah, she knows only Hindi. She don't knows Kannada, right? You know Kannada, fine. So who don't knows Kannada, understand that. So some mediator should be there to properly communicate between these two people. Are you understanding? Because I'm able to communicate only in Kannada. I don't know Hindi. But that other person, he knows only Hindi. He don't know Kannada. Some mediator should be there who can understand both Java as well as HTML. Are you understanding? For that itself, this in the web driver. Okay. So what you will be doing here, this test script, you will be giving to the automation software. That is your Selenium. Correct? So I'll just tell it as automation tool. So which automation tool specifically we are using here? We are going to use Selenium web driver. So now onwards, we'll be using Selenium web driver. But your Selenium web driver can understand Java also. It can understand HTML also internally. But it wants to communicate with not only one browser. Means Kannada I'm speaking, but there are different people who knows Hindi. Means 5 people who knows only Hindi. So that Selenium web driver should communicate with Chrome browser also. It should be able to communicate with Firefox browser also. It should be able to communicate with Microsoft Edge or Safari, different browsers. For that, in Selenium web driver, they have given different classes. Okay, which are the classes, if you ask me, to communicate with the Chrome browser? So I'll just write it over here. To communicate with the Chrome browser, in Selenium web driver, we have one class called as, so I'll just write it over like this. So easily you can copy it. So in Selenium web driver, there is a class called as Chrome driver class. Okay, I'll show you that inbuilt class also when I download it. Chrome driver class. Are you understanding? It is inbuilt, you have to use it, that's all. So to communicate with Firefox browser, okay, Firefox browser, there is one inbuilt class in the web driver, that is Gecko driver. Okay, only for Firefox, the name is different. For all the browsers, same name only they have given. Okay, for example, if you want to communicate, if your WebDriver wants to communicate with Microsoft Edge. Okay, MS Edge, I will tell. If it wants to communicate with Microsoft Edge, or you guys want to do the automation testing using the Microsoft Edge, then you have to make use of one inbuilt class, that is Edge, sorry, Edge, one second. So Edge driver. Okay, Edge driver. Similarly, if you want to communicate with Safari browser, there is Safari driver. And if you want to communicate with Opera browser, then you have Opera driver. So I'll just tell it as Opera driver also. Opera driver. All these inbuilt classes are available in this WebDriver package. Once I download it, I'll show you how it is available. So where it is available, everything. So if it is Opera, then you have to make use of Opera driver. Okay. It means what I am trying to convey here is inside the Selenium WebDriver, there are different classes. So if you are using Chrome browser, you have to make use of Chrome driver. And if you want to, if you are using Firefox, you have to make use of Gecko driver. If you are using Edge, Edge driver, Opera driver, similarly Safari driver, so etc. Okay, drivers are available. Okay, so using this web drivers, you can do the automation in the different browsers. So what is this Selenium web driver? It acts as a interface between the test script and different browsers to perform the automation testing. Okay, it provides different drivers based on the browsers. For example, this is how you have to understand. Okay, practically you will get the knowledge. Theory, this much is enough. So take down the heading. Selenium WebDriver you have taken, right? There below that, write down one example, one note. Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver acts as a interface, between the test script and various browsers. To perform the testing. And write down this diagram. Two, 3 days, you will be on the track. You'll understand what are the things you are doing. Okay, because once I execute the script, first script practical execution is done. The basic abstract level idea I can give it to you. Once the script is executed, you will get the complete idea on the concept. So write down quickly. Let's try execute the first script. First, we have to download WebDriver. Copied, right? Still copy. Write it down. So 3 different tools we have to use now. One is Eclipse for writing the code. How to install the Selenium, I'll be teaching now. Anyways, browser, I hope you guys have in your laptop. One browser at least, Chrome browser or Firefox. But make sure first let us execute using Chrome. Then I'll tell you how to execute using Firefox and Edge. Okay, but these 3 things now we should have in our laptop. That is Selenium, how to install, I'll teach you. Browser and Eclipse, I hope it is already there in your system. And we have to build a connection also. So first, whatever the code we are writing, we have to connect to Selenium, and Selenium automatically it will be connected to the browser because inbuilt classes are available in Selenium. Okay. So this connection, how to build, basic connection I'll teach you. Next, moving forward, using dependency injection and all, how to connect, I'll tell you. Okay. But now basic steps, let us understand. Clear? So if this is there, like Eclipse is there, open Eclipse, create one new project, workspace you create, complete new workspace you create in Eclipse. I hope you guys know how to create the workspace. I want everyone to create a new workspace in Eclipse. So I'll teach you how to download Selenium and how we can build the connection between Eclipse and Selenium. Create one new workspace. I'll erase this one. Name the workspace as Selenium projects or Selenium automation testing. Fine. So if you want me to explain how to create the workspace, I'll explain it. Okay. So, but make sure you are using new workspace for writing all that Selenium script. So what I will do, I'll open Eclipse over here. And before that, directly you can create one folder here. Okay. In the C drive or in the D drive, wherever you want, you can create the folder. So what I will do here is before, one second, see here, I'll directly go to E drive or D drive. In my system, I'll go to D drive. I'll create one folder. That's it. Okay. So I'll just tell it as some Selenium application or Selenium which batch? Jan batch. Okay. So this folder, I'll use this folder as a workspace for writing all my code. So I'll go to Eclipse here. One second. I'll open Eclipse. So in the D drive, I have created one folder. I will select that. So click on this browse option. Click on this browse option. Go to D drive and you have to select that folder. Okay, that's all. Empty folder. So I'll show you once again. Open Eclipse. It will ask you for browse option. So browse and go to D drive and click on Selenium Jan batch. Select the folder and launch the Eclipse. Okay, you can see in the D drive, it is in Selenium Jan batch, and launch the Eclipse. It will take some time. Or what you can do, this is one option, or another option is directly open the Eclipse there itself, file, and you will be having the option called as switch workspace. That you can do. Either of the option you can use, it is your choice. But make sure you're starting with a new workspace. Fine. So you can see here, Selenium Jan batch. I'm inside this workspace. I want everyone to be in the separate workspace. Don't combine every Java and Selenium, your SQL, everything in one thing. So anyways, SQL will be in different. So here, make sure it is in different folder altogether. So next, what we have to do here is leave Eclipse as it is. Now we have to download our Selenium. After that, we have to connect Selenium and Eclipse. Then we have to write the code and we have to execute. Okay, this is the task. So for that, go to Chrome. And here in the new tab, tell us download Selenium. Just type download Selenium. Follow the steps properly. If you are getting stuck, online students, only if you text me in the chat, I can understand. Offline students, anyways, I can see them. So just tell it as download Selenium and press enter. Click on this first link. Click on this first link. Click on this first link. It will take you to the Selenium web page. Okay. So in this Selenium web page, okay, I'll just paste the link in the chat box for the online students. So directly you can click on that, link. Okay, directly you can click on that link. So once after you go to this web page, you have to click on this latest version, that is 4.9.0. Click on that link. Selenium. What is that? Selenium will be downloaded as a jar file. You have to extract the jar file. I'll tell you how to extract. Click on that. I'll write the steps parallelly over here. Okay. So you can see here, I'll click on this. So once I click, it will start downloading and you can see it will download as a jar file. Okay. Selenium server 4.9.0 jar. So once it is done, once it is downloaded completely, open that. Still downloading, 1 second. Okay. So you can see here, it is there in the downloads. Okay, it has got downloaded. But I think for you guys, it has downloaded as a zip file. Zip file directly it has got downloaded. Fine. So previous versions, what it was happening is it was downloading as a zip file. We have to extract it. Anyways, jar file is ready. Online students, did you get this jar file? Okay. So next, let us understand adding Selenium jar to the project in Eclipse. Okay. So now we have what we have to do, that jar, whatever we have downloaded, Selenium, whatever we have downloaded, we have to add it to the Eclipse, to our project. So before adding to the project, we have to create one project. So create one project in Eclipse, one Java project. So file new and go to Java project. Create one simple Java project in your Eclipse. These steps are very important. Keep it in mind. File, new, Java project. So for creating Java project and all, I don't want to spend more time. Give the project name as Selenium project. Okay. And then click on finish. So project is ready. What was that? Create the project in Eclipse. Everyone create one Java project in Eclipse. Selenium is not working. It is not downloading. In downloads, it is available like this, right? That's all. If you close Chrome, that file is not there. Anyone is facing this kind of problem? No, actually, I want to test because tools we are using, right? Something like it will cause some different problems. Okay, let me look into it. Once after you create the project, what you have to do, how will you add the jar to the Eclipse? Any idea? Same thing. Like you have to go to build path, configure build path, then you have to add it. I'll show you the steps. Let's connect Selenium with Eclipse now. Okay. So how will you connect Selenium with Eclipse or your project if you ask me? Right click on the project which you have created. Right click. Go to build path. I repeat, right click on your project. Don't right click anywhere here in the sub folders. Right click on the project and go to build path. Go to build path. And there you can click on the configure build path. So right click on the project, build path, configure build path. I'll not repeat the steps in the next class. Make sure you are connecting it properly. Configure build path. And here you have to go to libraries. Okay, libraries. So many tabs are there: source, project, libraries, order and export, module dependency. Make sure you're clicking on libraries. And for few of them, like how it is showing to me, this options will be disabled. Okay, for few of them, it will be enabled directly. It depends on the Eclipse version you are using. But if this is disabled, you have to click on class path. And immediately when you click on class path, this will be enabled. Okay, so click on class path, which is present over here. Click here, this one, class path. See, all these options got enabled. Okay, so once this options are enabled, you have to click on add external jars. The second option, add external jars. So let me just highlight all this because click on this. Okay, so I repeat the steps. You have to right click on the project, build path, and then you have to click on configure build path. Once you click on configure build path, this window will be open. Here you have to click on libraries, then class path. After that, you have to click on add external jars. So once you click on add external jars, it will take you to your local desktop. So like this, here you have to select the Selenium which you have downloaded. Okay, I have clicked many times, right? So it has downloaded so many times. No problem. Here you have to click on the Selenium, whichever is downloaded. Okay, just click on that. Click on this. I'm writing the step. Right click on the project. Click on build path. Click on configure build path. And then select, what was the option? Library, right? And then we have selected add. Okay, click on class path. And the next step we have done is add external jar. Add external jar. So all these steps we have done. Why I am writing every step? Because few of them after the class, you will be telling that you have missed out few points or few steps. That's the reason I'm writing it. Then select Selenium. Jar file. Okay. Select Selenium jar file from the downloads. Clear? Let's see what is the next step. Okay, I have clicked on that. You have to click. Okay, I have automatically clicked on that. So once you click on that Selenium jar, here you can see it has got added to your project now. Here, this part. Then you have to click on apply. Immediately when you click on apply, you can see over here one reference library got added immediately. Okay, and then you have to click on apply and close. That's all. So if you click on this reference library, you can see that Selenium is successfully added to your project in Eclipse. Okay. So just click on this jar file and see which all packages available inside that Selenium. All these ideas you will be having because you know Java, but still I'm repeating. That's what, if you know Java, Java and web technologies, easily you can do the testing on using Selenium. Okay. So I'll click on this jar file, and here you can see search for that packages, Chrome driver package, and Microsoft Edge package. Just search for it. You will get in OpenQA dot. Just search here. One package is there. IO dot OpenQA dot. So here, did you get any Chrome packages? Yeah. Where it com dot, yeah, you will get in com dot OpenQA dot some packages there. What we dot. Here we don't have the find option also. Here org dot OpenQA dot Selenium dot Chrome. Can you see that one? That package. So like that, so many packages, you can see so many packages are there. Your duty is to use the classes which is defined inside that packages. Okay. So if I show this, okay, I'll just maximize. Okay, 1 second. Chrome, org.openqa.selenium.chrome. If I click on that package, you can see here you have Chrome driver class. Can you see that one? That is what I was telling. Already it is there in Selenium. You have Chrome driver, Gecko driver, Microsoft Edge driver. Similarly, so many drivers are classes already they have defined. You have to just use it for automation, doing the automation using the Selenium. Okay. Similarly, you can search for Microsoft Edge or Firefox, everything. It is available. So using this, now we have to create our first test script and we have to start doing the automation. Okay, every step is done. Just we have to start writing the code and we have to start with the automation. That's all. This is a basic step. Just directly we are adding the jar file, but this is not the approach they will follow in the industry. They used to add as a dependency injection. That I'll teach you later. But basic, let us understand first. Okay. So let's see our first script in next class because it is running out of time. What you can do is you can just copy the steps. But make sure in Eclipse, all these things are available. That is, you have properly added the Selenium to your Eclipse. Okay. Let's see our first script in tomorrow's class. Online students, copy down this. I'll display the QR code. You can, sorry for that. Okay. You can scan the attendance and you can leave the session. Online students, any doubts, you can stay back. And offline students also. Tomorrow, I'm not going to teach you how to add all this. Directly, I will start with the script. We will see some 5 to 6 scripts in tomorrow's class. Online students, I'll paste the QR code link in the chat. You can just make use of that. Tomorrow's class, whichever the first script we are executing, if that one script got executed properly without any dependencies or any problem, it means you can proceed with next scripts, because that first starting, it will create so many problems, okay, depending on your system compatibility, everything. Let's see that anyways, and let's try to execute the script properly. And it is like only 3 classes, hardly 2 classes, then automatically you guys will only start doing the automation testing script. It is just you have to use the methods, that's all. Inbuilt, like your collections, how you are using methods, like that simple methods you have to use. Completed. Scan the QR code. And thank you so much, everyone. Make sure you are getting your laptops daily to the class.